what's up guys, my name is Bridgette and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be something a little bit different. Today I'm going to talk about some makeup products that I love, but I would make a change to. So there's something about this product that is just like, it could be kind of better. So today we're going to talk about that. Without any further ado, let's jump into this video. Alright guys, I do put a video every single freaking day, so if you want to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Also, today's special shout out goes to Rachel for donating to my channel. I appreciate it so much. So let's get started with the first makeup product that I would make a change to, but I still love. Now this first one is going to be one that I don't actually own anymore, but this is the Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation from Tarts. I absolutely love this foundation. I ran out of it, that's why I don't have it with me, but it is an absolutely beautiful coverage foundation. I'll leave my review of it linked down below for you. It's kind of old, but there you go. It's a very light coverage foundation. I feel like when I want to wear very thin makeup on my face for like a nice little summery look, it's a beautiful foundation. However, I don't like the dropper because you can't get every little bit of product out of the glass jar. You can't go in there and try to get anything else out of it because you'll just break the whole jar. The pump doesn't really catch everything that's in there, and dumping it upside down, there's a lot of suction, so you can't really get all the product out of it. So that is my complaint about that foundation. So next up is the Naked Heat palette from Urban Decay. You guys know I talk about this all the time. I love this thing. I need to use it more than I actually do. I love it, but I think one of the reasons why I don't use it as much as I should is because it doesn't have a light matte base, which I kind of like require in all of my go-to palettes. This color here is the lightest one. It is the, it's like it's not a matte and it's not a shimmer. Has shimmer in it. Like, it has shimmery effect to it, but it's not a shimmer formulation, but it's just certainly not a matte. It has glitter particles in it, so I can't use it as to, like, set my eyelid base, and because I know I'd have to reach into two different palettes, I don't reach for this one as much as I would, but if this first color right here was just a matte shade, then I think I would reach for it more, and I think that would improve the palette a bunch. So while we're on the subject of palettes, let's reach for the next palette. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Thirsty palette. I gave this a great review. I truly love this palette, but as I've been using it more and more for the past, like, maybe what, it's been like 3 weeks since I've had it. I used it today for this little peachy tone. I just wanted a little bit of blushy peachy tones on my lid. I used these two shades right here for it, and I realized that I wanted something shimmery on the lid, but there's no shimmers in this palette. It has the light matte base in here, which I love, but all of these metallic-y glitters are kind of messy, like it is just a glitter formulation. I would really like if one of these colors, especially since these three right here are kind of like the same general idea to them, if one was a shimmer. I feel like if one of this middle row was a shimmer, or maybe one of the mattes was a light shimmer or like a medium shimmer, I would really appreciate it more, because I don't find myself reaching for these glitters as much as I would, because when I remove it from my face at the end of the day, it does leave a little bit of a glittery speck or two on my face. I'm not a fan of it. I just wish there was maybe one or two shimmers in this palette. It'd be perfect. So the next palette we're going to talk about is the Lorac Pro 3. I love this palette way more than I initially thought I would when I bought it off Poshmark. It is so good. This actually is what I had to use on my lid today for like a little bit of a shimmer, because it has so many light shimmers in it. The only issue I have with this palette right now, the formula is beautiful, the colors are great, it has some dark colors, even though most of it's a light palette, is the fact that we have this one purple shade, and there's no matte to go with it. This whole top row is matte, the whole bottom row is shimmers, and that's completely fine, but you have this one purple that has no matte unless you want to go for the very darkest to go with it. I think if there was like a more of a berry tone, more of a red or pink to it, it'd be a better palette combination. But right now, I don't see any of these mattes that I want to use this purple shade with. There's no berry or warm tone in this palette to kind of match that shadow. So if there was one matte in here, maybe change one of these kind of similar shades to a more berry warm tone. That's what I would change about this palette. Alright, so the last palette we're going to talk about in this video is the Life's a Drag palette by Lunar Beauty. We talk about this palette a lot. I've had a lot of time to play with it. This one in the Thirsty palette I played with so much, just trying to get like an overall like thoughts on it. Since I've already reviewed it and I did like a comparison between, I'm still trying to get a lot of use out of these palettes, because I know a lot of people are still interested in buying them that haven't gotten them yet. So the Life's a Drag Lunar Beauty palettes, I love it, but I feel like he wanted to market this as a drag palette, never did a drag makeup with it, and I feel like we don't need this white shade. I feel like because a lot of people of a darker complexion will look gorgeous with a lot of these colors in here, if this was a bone color, if it was like a bone white, or if it was like a cream white or something similar to the Jeffree palette, just not a stark white, because if you're a medium to darker complexion, this stark white might come off kind of chalky, kind of powdery on your skin tone. I think for people like me that's really pale, it's not going to make that much of a difference when you're setting your eyelid. But if someone is of a darker complexion or even a medium complexion, I think a bone white would be way better than this just like stark kind of powdery white color. So if this was a bone color or a cream color or just a light beige color, this would be a lot more darker color friendly, I think. I don't know. I just feel like this white is really, really harsh sometimes, especially when I see people doing beautiful makeup tutorials using this palette. They put this white on and I'm just like, not sure about it. So that's the only thing I would change about this palette. That and this one color of Kiki, which I told you I hate. It's horrible. But other than that, that's what I would change. Alright, so next up we have a foundation. This is like literally my favorite foundation in the world right now. I am in love. Other than the Too Faced Born This Way, which I haven't gotten the nude shade of because there's none around me. This is my new favorite foundation, is the ColourPop No Filter in the shade Fair 10. Oh, I use this almost every day. It's so beautiful. The only thing is, like, you can lock it so the cap, the thing doesn't squish out, like all the product doesn't keep out. You can, like, you know, lock it. I wish I had a cap. I feel like I want to take this on my trip in 2 weeks to Raleigh, but I'm scared to take it with me because it doesn't have a cap. Now, I'm sure I could find a cap around the house that has the same size as it, but I know it locks. I'm just scared it doesn't have a cap. Like, even if the locking system is good, I don't want something coming out of this little hole right here in my makeup bag. I just want this to have a cap. That's my only complaint about this foundation. It's so good. Maybe I'd want a little bit bigger bottle. Maybe like to this big filled with product. Other than that, though, it's like a $12 foundation. It's beautiful. I just want a cap. That's all. So the next product I'm going to talk about is one that I've tried out twice now, and I've been trying to make it work because this is a blush slash bronzer, but I have issues with. So first of all, this is the Ofra blush bronzer. It doesn't have a shade name on it anywhere on the box, unless the shade is called Format. First issue. That's the issue. I just got this 2 days ago. I've tried to use it, but this is what's on the bottom of it. I could glue it back down, but that just looks really nasty. Second of all, if we can keep the thing in here, I know it's supposed to be a blush slash bronzer, but I tried to use it as a bronzer. It's just kind of orange. I feel like even if you have a medium to darker complexion, it's a little bit orange. It's very pretty. I love the kind of shimmery sparkle to it, but as a blush tone, I feel like it should be slightly not brown. You know, because a brown blush isn't necessarily something someone's always going to go for, even if you do have a darker complexion than myself. It's just not the right color for a blush or a bronzer, in my opinion. I'm sure there's other shades of this, but it's just not ideal for either in my eyes, at least this shade. And I think that they should have this thing glued down because that was just really awkward. And it's just flying around in here. It's just kind of strange. But I do love Ofra's packaging. I think it's really pretty. They gifted this to me, so I feel bad about saying bad things about it. But I don't find it ideal for either a blush or a bronzer for this shade anyways. So next up is the ColourPop gel liners. I use these almost every single day. They're my favorite eyeliners. They're one of the few things that actually stick in my waterline. This is the color of Punch. It is just one of the examples. The only one that I've tried I didn't like is Honeydew, which is their nude shade. But my critique for these is they are too fragile. I've done multiple orders of ColourPop stuff, and twice now they have come broken. I know it's just like a little tiny kind of thin thing in a tube, but they're so soft and fragile that they come broken a lot. So if I had any critique, I'd rather it be a little bit thicker, even if I had to pay $1 or $2 more, because it is too fragile. Alright, so the last thing we're going to talk about today is one of my favorite lipsticks of the year so far. I am in love, and I want to buy a backup one just in case I run out of this color. This is BH Cosmetics Rosy Ray Liquid Lipstick in collaboration with It's Ray Ray. This color is so beautiful. I wear it all the time. I always leave my eyelashes and lipstick linked in the description box if you're ever wondering what it is. And a lot of times you'll see that it's this lipstick because it's so pretty. But my issue is the wand is so, like, it smells good too. The wand is so not what I want. There's too many little, oh, that's not cute, little fuzzy and furry, like, things on it. Like, it's not easy to get a really cream, crisp lip on it. I don't understand why there's so many furries on the wand. Wouldn't it be easier just to make a nice uniform one? A lot of the times when I want to wear this lipstick, I'll apply, like, the bottom lip with the regular wand, and I'll get a disposable wand and make sure that everything's crisp on the outside lines, because with this brush it's very hard to do. But overall the product is amazing, so I'm going to keep using the lipstick even if I have to use a disposable wand with it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. Let me know something down below that you would make a change to of a product you absolutely love. I feel like the one that I would change the most is the Tarte foundation in that glass jar, because I want to get every drop of my money's worth out of it, you know? Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Please subscribe before you leave, and thank you all for watching today's video. Bye!